hope he's drunk enough.
Thank you, Andy. Oh, nerves, man. All these white people here, yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start this tale of debauchery, I would like to say it's really an honor to speak in front of you in this annual occasion, as I am probably the first Filipino to be given the privilege. I would like to introduce my wife. She is not an imaginary friend. As you can see, she's here to support me. Well, mostly being nervous of what I'm going to say. She thinks tooting your own horn is not a good thing to do. But I try to explain to her that it's what all these white people folk do. She's always proper and shy, just like myself, and is a friend of David Reynolds from that snobbish Manila Polo Club. It's about time I get recognized as a true nomad after 17 years of service. I mean, if Shane Cosgrove was given the chance to speak in front of a crowd such as yourself many years ago, I thought surely I will be asked sooner than later. As usual in Nomads, I always turn out to be wrong. But what spurred this, you may ask? Could it be the detailed accounting of my football accomplishments in Excel format that I forwarded to the core group of section? Maybe. Could it be that the organizing committee have ran out of jokers from the UK? Possibly. But it appeared more like an order than an invitation, as Andy Yates came up to me and said, I decided that you would do the speech this year on the life and times of a Filipino soccer player. It should be 15 minutes long, and it better be fucking funny. So here goes. I was born and raised in a subdivision that was lined up with pine trees, with huge empty lots on both sides and the wind blowing constantly. And you would see the airplanes on a clear view coming and going. It started to get bad when President Marcos allowed a Vietnamese refugee camp to be built where the government housing project is now. And the rest was history. Yes, the hometown I'm talking about is Merville. I lived there for 27 years, and I'm proud of it. I started out to be a kid in the 70s, running around Nomads, as you see the little dots. As my parents and their friends were members, playing pelota all the time. The two courts were the squash courts and badminton areas where they are now. We would play until the evening, eat French fries, and eat cheese curls. This was the first time I've seen old sweaty men play football in rugby. The Nomads colors were white and green stripes across the chest. Sorry for my Ranger friends, but this I knew to be Nomads colors and not Celtic. But when my parents stopped to play pelota, we were limited to play football in the streets. Aside from basketball, skateboarding, BMX bikes, and stealing pandesal from the houses, from the neighboring houses. Fast forward to 1992, I was invited by a friend, Nicolas Montenegro, to try out in Nomads. He was a long-haired blonde with chiseled features and played football like he was always in a movie. They needed players at that time to fill out the roster and offered student membership to young Filipinos who could not afford the monthly dues. That program was not met with open arms at that time, but come to think of it, it was never easy for anything new in Nomads. There were a handful of us, but it eventually turned out to be just me and my brother Chuck to be full-fledged members in 1994. I started out in Nomads when I was 22, and now I am 41. Considered to be Nomads youth at that time, I am thankful to Kevin Moylan and Daryl Orchard for giving us Filipinos a chance here in Nomads. It was difficult to stay under the student program as I was already working as a Wilkins Water door-to-door salesman. So I was forced to get out or join the club as a proper member. I am thankful I chose the latter because I would have missed out on all the crap I've seen from all the jokers I've met. And being in most instances the only Filipino in a white-dominated group, I get understandably mistaken for being someone other than being part of the group. The waiter, the bodyguard, the tour guide when we go on football tours. At one time, while double parking at Sid's bar, the security guard knocked on my glass and asked me, "Nasa loob ba yung amo mo?" Which loosely translates to, "Is your master inside?" In normal circumstances, it would be probably bring out a reply of, "Do you think a driver would wear a Bowman Mercier watch?" What? Exactly. What? Since it happens all the time for 17 years. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Sup? Hello. You get used to it. On other instances, there are white folk who think sly remarks would slip by because I'm Filipino. Many years ago, during the Mini World Cup, when a group of embassy people that played for the U.S. team jokingly said that if I joined their team, they would give me U.S. citizenship. To which I said, who the fuck wants to be a storytelling born in a self-centered America? Besides, I only play for teams who actually have a chance, McBride. I had fun with my friends from Nomads, going on football tours here and in Bangkok, which by the way was an eye-opener for a young innocent lad like me. Running naked in a pitch after a drinking session, meeting gorgeous white women from British school, pre-you of course. Playing lawn bowls with Bloody Marys, always good time. There were interesting individuals I have met through the years, and as you have known, these people have to come and go. There were a few from West Ham, forever blowing bubbles. There were a handful from Greece. I cannot understand why Richard has to get mixed up with Tom, Dolan, Kevin, and Denison, as he doesn't seem like a typical Leeds fan. And to go through some amusing characters through the years, there was this Middle Eastern lad who loved playing for Nomads, but was caught by Matt Prieston going through the bags and wallets of members in the locker room. There was an Irish fellow, Kieran, an ex-professional from Singapore who at one time returned some borrowed money from a plastic bag full of cash and lived a dangerous life. There was this expat who talked like he can play football, but was nicknamed by Hodges, Club Foot. There was this other English fellow, nice, tall, and thin, but who played football like Bambi on ice. And my favorite, my friend, the hairstylist who was tough as nails, disappeared when his wife was involved with a billion-peso bank scandal. No wonder he said, "The bill is on me, lads," when we had lunch just before he left. And now I would like to talk about the jokers that I've spent a few years with. It will take forever describing all of you, so I'll just stick to the odd ones. Shane Cosgrove, who is known for his boxing success rather than football, would tell you detailed tales of past glory. Come to think of it, it was really all he did. He was a fit fellow, but with moves that were seemingly always in slow motion while playing. Then we have Tom Whitwell, or White Wheel as some of his longtime friends call him. I am probably his oldest friend in Nomads. Back in 1998, when he used to run a bar and he worked for Budweiser, we hosted live TV matches. It was that time that I tried to convince Tom to join Nomads, a quit-wit fellow who is a die-hard Leeds fan. He has come a long way, from being a semi-permanent fixture at the bar and sometime football player, to a permanent fixture at the bar